The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
TBS, America's #1 independent television network, presents the following sports exclusive.
You're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Follow us on Twitter at Basically Sports.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
And check out every episode of the show at basicallysports.tumblr.com.
Now here's your hosts, Zach,
Greg, Mike.
And this is Andy, and you're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Welcome to my favorite day of the year, Overreaction Monday.
Ram it. Okay.
That's Jackie Slater, right?
Number 7? Is, yeah.
Oh, look at me.
Playing the saxophone.
Yeah.
Teaching you how to ram it.
Right.
Because do you know how to ram it? Ram it.
I'm just going to let that slide on by. Anyway, welcome to the show, folks. Overreaction Monday, National Football League. My second favorite holiday, right behind Christmas. Good stuff.
So, which coach needs to be fired right now?
Urban Meyer.
Yeah,
I think he might just quit and go to USC.
Right? Have you ever seen it? Like I saw. I think it was Adam, friend of the show. Adam posted a meme. It was Urban, one of those, like he's walking by and he sees another girl walk by and it's SC,
right.
And he's got the Jags on the other side. It was, I don't understand the love affair with these college coaches that are successful. I'd never gotten it. I can only think of two that were successful: Jimmy Johnson and then Pete Carroll. But Pete Carroll had done the NFL before he did college and then came back.
Yeah, and Pete Carroll wasn't very good the first time he was in the league either. So.
No, so Urban Meyer I think is going to be a disaster. But I thought that from day one, so I don't know if that even counts as Overreaction Monday.
No, he does not. He doesn't have a place in the league. Not necessarily because he's a bad coach. He's just not. He's a fish completely out of water. Like if you want to really demonstrate in a quick example of why. College football is different from the NFL. You can just point to the Urban Meyer experience here in Jacksonville. He is getting eviscerated. Like there's already numerous leaks coming out of their organization about like how he's just this red-assed shitty coach to his staff, and there's screaming matches and
sounds like a quality hire, Jacksonville. Good
job. Mike, he won national championships at
so did Steve Spurrier. How did that work?
Well, that's just what I'm saying. It's we've talked about it a million times, but it's really easy to win if you're the coach at Florida or Ohio State. What he did at Utah was pretty impressive.
That was a different time.
Yeah, right? Bowling Green, he was pretty good there, but
I mean, look at Nick Saban. Guys.
And Nick Saban tried the NFL, right, with the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins. Almost was a Bears coach for a hot minute.
Yeah. So it's Urban Meyer. Does he last the season? I mean, I hate to come right out of the gate and go, well, this guy's going to get fired after 1 week, but I think he's the next SC coach for sure. I guarantee.
I think if this season doesn't show any sort of promise, and because I think you take that Jacksonville job, you don't think you're winning right away. Like there's going to be some work to put into it, but if it's still kind of a miserable place to be in 16, 17 weeks, then I think he just says, yeah, you know what? Maybe not for me. Let me move to Southern California and resurrect a program that needs it.
Yeah, and I think he would. I think he's a great choice to be the next SC coach.
I mean, he did it. I mean, hell, he did this already. Like he went to Florida and returned them to glory and won them a title. Went to Ohio State, returned them to glory, won them a title. Why not, go for the college football infinity gauntlet and go over to the Pac-12 and do it?
Right. And, like I said earlier, what he did at Utah, I think what he did at Utah might have been what took them from whatever conference they were in before to being he put that program on
a true power conference team. Sure. Yeah.
Well, it's all very impressive, but the fact of the matter is that the Jaguars look like shit and they should feel bad.
Yeah. I guess, not only did Jacksonville look pretty bad out there,
like the consensus worst team in the NFL right now coming into week 1 was Houston. They got their ass kicked by Houston.
Yeah.
Like Houston just laid them the fuck out.
Yeah,
Their backup to Tyrod Taylor.
You want our overreaction? The Texans are going to win that stupid division. I think that team, like Tyrod Taylor, makes that team good.
I mean, Tyrod Taylor was never a bad QB.
No, but it's like any of the bad juju that was surrounding that team over the offseason, like Andy was mentioning, and the Deshaun Watson stuff, wipe it away. Like you can forget about Deshaun Watson right now because Tyrod Taylor came in and tore it up. Like what else do you have to think about?
At the same time, I mean, again, it was like the Jaguars, so I think I'm just gonna default to like that might be the new tank division.
Stop this, Mike. Overreaction Monday, not even take Monday. Come on. No even-handed takes today, please.
I don't know. You want overreactions? Do you want to talk about Greg's Green Bay Packers?
Oh, boy.
Why? Is Aaron Rodgers just going to intentionally play the worst football for this one season just to spite them on the way out? Or
as we all
saw
know,
the sabotage rumor on Twitter, and I kind of love that idea.
I am part owner of the Green Bay Packers, and I called the offices today and said, "Fire him right now. Trade him for whatever you can."
I mean, it's gonna be telling if by week 5 he's wearing James Harden's fat suit.
Well, he's got the equivalent of that in whatever samurai knot he's wearing in his hair.
You'll notice Andy's silence out of complete respect for Aaron Rodgers. That's why he's not piling on right now, right, Andy?
Well, half of it is because my 2 small dogs have decided to have the battle of the century, so they're just having it out behind me. Probably because you invoked Aaron Rodgers' name. And anyway, the Packers, I was watching highlights of that game, and I mean, yeah, Aaron Rodgers was bad, and that always brings a smile to my face. But I mean, big credit to New Orleans for going nuts. I mean, Jameis Winston looked really good. The Saints defense looked really good. It was just like the Packers just didn't execute, and they lost. And it was really nice to see them not only lose, but it didn't come down to like a Hail Mary. Well, it was just like a good loss.
The weirdest stat line of the week, I think, is Jameis Winston's.
Yeah,
5 TDs,
14 for 20, 148 yards, but 5 touchdowns. Like,
hey, that's getting it done, man.
It's getting it done, but like Alvin Kamara carried the ball 20 times for 83 yards. It's not like they tore it up. Now, I didn't watch the game. Were they playing with just a lot of short fields, or what was happening?
I don't know. Not sure. I didn't watch it either.
I didn't watch it either. I was too busy watching my Cleveland Browns battle it out with the Chiefs, and then become the Cleveland Browns as always.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself, man. As I was watching the collection of clips from that game, I think the Browns are fun. I think they're going to be a good team.
They're going to be fine. The truth of the matter is, I mean, I was very happy with the way they played yesterday.
Yeah, I would be definitely very happy. I mean, Kansas City is like the class of the conference, and you're on the road in Arrowhead, which is like a hell of a place to play.
And that crowd, that was the first full crowd they'd had since 2019?
It's not Arrowhead anymore, is it? They finally sold the naming right.
Arrowhead. It's the field is named after something, or there was like a complete, like an alphabet soup name of the field, but it's such and such field at Arrowhead Stadium.
Geha, Geha Field at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's always going to be Arrowhead.
No, I think that, the oldest adage in football is that turnovers will kill you. And you look at the Browns turned the ball over 3 times in the second half and lost the game by 3? That's what happens. The Nick Chubb fumble early on in the first or the second half, that was a killer. That was brutal. And then there was the botched punt thing. And you can't give a team like the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes any extra opportunities. You just can't do it. You got
to be perfect. You have to play perfect football 4 quarters. And either way, I think that it bodes well for the Browns. I feel like there was something of a showcase that they could be a pretty damn good team. I was encouraged by what I saw.
Now, if they lose to Houston this week, well, then I guess we'll have Overreaction Monday Part 2 next week. But yeah, that'll be bad.
Is that in Cleveland?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Okay.
As we said last week, next week is Overcorrection Monday. So.
Right.
I hope there's an overcorrection. the Bears need some overcorrection. They need about.
I didn't think the Bears looked that bad. I think the Rams are really good, and I'm not saying the Bears are going to be a playoff team, but I don't think they're going to only win 3 games or something.
Well, as what was it that Andy said? There's 16 more games of pain. Like it's not almost over. No.
The Bears are they played better in that they put together a few nice drives and were they converted some third downs and they looked reasonably competent on offense ish. They rarely finished any drives, but they got they had a lot of time in possession, all that stuff. But that doesn't matter when you have a long scoring drive. It takes like 9 minutes off the clock, and then you get out there and Stafford just throws a fucking joke ball up 80 yards and nobody touches the guy because playing defense is optional apparently.
Well, Andy, think about it this way: the Bears are still tied for first place.
Yes, no, I mean it is really comforting to see that everyone else in that division lost. So at least that loss didn't mean it wasn't immediately a handicap against them in the division or in the division. But it just baffles me because on one side you had is it McKay or McCoy? I can't remember the coach's name. McVay. You had McVay. It was essentially started
his name, please.
Sorry. McVay he's like started this whole sweep of young kind of coordinators. Like Nagy was hired because of McVay's success, 100%. And you have from the play card thing in front of him and the energy and everything. Nagy's just like this shitty version of McVay.
He's the bootleg version.
He's the flea market knockoff.
He's can we get McVay? We have McVay at home. McVay
right, oh, yeah, totally.
Broke ass Walmart version. The guy with the jersey where it's not exactly right.
What's funny is that he is actually in these commercials now. This is Matt Nagy I'm talking about. These McDonald's commercials where he works for McDonald's. So it's the shittiest timing because it's like, why don't you get started on that management career at McDonald's now, you prick? But the bigger issue I think that a lot of Bears fans are hung up on this week is Eddie Jackson, and he was completely exposed last night among other defensive backs in the Bears. But I mean, this guy is considered like the Bears put out a top 100 all-time players list. He was 81. Eddie Jackson was. This guy played 4 years in the league. He's already like one of the best to ever be on the team. It's been around for like 100 years.
Wait, what? No, I can't buy that. Is he that good?
He had like one good rookie season. Because it was so good. Like Khalil Mack, he's number 80. And he's been mostly mostly useless ever since he came to the Bears. But like Eddie Jackson, I kind of studied up on him a little bit this offseason. And I texted you guys this last night. He has a really bad reputation around the league among players and coaches for just kind of, I'm not going to go for that ball. That I might have to tackle that guy. I got to think about my contract. I got paid. I'm good. I'm not gonna give my all. That's like one of your defensive leaders. And this seeing Cooper Kupp just like. He's like, hey, do you want to tackle me? And Eddie Jackson's like, nah.
That play was fascinating. Like Cooper Kupp's running, the guy's running with him, and then at a certain point he just stopped.
Yeah.
Too much effort. Cooper Kupp's like, all right, I guess I'll just run 20 yards behind the defense.
I suppose I'll just take this first down. If you don't want it.
Okay, fine. Works for me.
And there's the play earlier in the game where was Van Jefferson, I think. Deep bomb falls down. 2 Bear safeties don't touch him because I guess they just didn't think to touch him. So he's like, all right, I guess I'll score.
I think they figured. Like I tried to watch it a couple times. It looked like one of the Bears guys kind of had his hand out.
Yeah,
was hoping that as he was going to roll, he was going to touch my arm and then just be down.
Right.
And then I don't think either of them realized that. Oh shit, we didn't touch him until he was in the end zone. But.
It was just incompetence on display from an organization that we got this whole shit with the rookie coming in, Justin Fields. You put him out there for like 5 plays or something. It's like what?
Yeah,
what are we
to
what
run
are we doing?
like to hand the ball off mostly like.
it's again, but you ask the Bears and they're like, oh, we know everything. We know exactly what we're doing. We're ahead of the game. We know we're the real smart people here. And it's just like
I mean, I know QB controversy is nothing new in Chicago, but I don't know how you continue to justify starting Andy Dalton.
Well, here's the thing. Around the league, there's how many other rookie starters are there? 4?
There's a ton.
I mean, they said there was 15 new QBs starting for their teams this week.
Mac
Jones, half the league had new
Davis.
QBs.
Fuck, I don't know where he came that. Mac Jones was he started, right?
Yeah,
Mac
Zach
Jones,
Wilson,
Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. Pretty much every. I mean, even Trey Lance got in there and threw the ball for a touchdown at one point for the Niners.
They kind of treated Trey Lance a little bit like they did Justin Fields, but it's just everybody knows.
At least they let him throw the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Fields threw a pass. He threw a 9-yard dart. It's pretty nice. Yeah, the first play of the game, he threw a 9-yard pass. Real nice throw. But
Sorry, I lost track when we were up by 20.
That's all right. I basically during Bears games like this, I sort of get like a film over my eyes, like a frog, and just kind of my body like temperature goes down and my heart rate plummets, and I just sort of exist.
I had people over. The Rams were up by 20. I had like 3 beers in me at the time. I'm like, you know what? I'm fine. I don't need to pay as close attention to this right now.
I will say this: those Rams uniforms look good, man.
Oh, didn't they? And those end zones were nice.
Yeah.
And, man,
what a setup you got going on out there.
Those looked. That is what those stupid road uniforms should have been the entire time.
Yep.
Not
Bone.
No bone.
You take that road uniform and you just basically do the reverse version of the home jersey, get rid of the gradient bullshit and all that, and you've got to. I mean, look, it's not
perfect.
What we wanted, but it looks pretty damn good.
I still think the yellow's too bright. Like it needs to be.
It is a smidge, and it is weird. Like because I wear my throwback jersey, and I have the new hat, and the new hat is just a couple shades lighter than the jersey, so it doesn't totally match and it looks a little off. So but I think the yellow is bright enough to match the brightness of the blue, because I think if you tone down the yellow, then that blue doesn't pop as much. So either way, I think it all works.
No, that's fine. I think it also depends on the camera angle. So if you're watching from a traditional shot from the upper deck or press box or whatever, like you're watching the game. But when they went to the field and they had actual cameras on the field, it looked pretty good. The yellow gets a little bit washed out under the lights.
Yeah. And again, that's a night game. Yeah. So, I guess the only times they're wearing them this year are night games, because they're wearing them against the Titans on Sunday Night Football, and they're wearing them at the 49ers for I think Monday Night Football towards the end of the year.
Man, don't waste those things on the Titans, for fuck's sake.
Well, let me say this though: if the Rams do go to the Super Bowl in SoFi, do they wear these uniforms?
They better.
Who was the home team last year?
Tampa. So it would be
but Tampa chose to wear white, right?
To wear white.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the Rams would be the designated road team.
Right, and the Browns will be wearing their brown jerseys, so it should be fine.
And who would be the designated Rome team? That's the other thing is you got to think about, Zach. Is the designated Rome team.
Well, one in Rome.
Hey, anyway, this stupid segue. I think that you got to go, hopefully, with the gold pants and the white tie. Those uniforms look really damn good.
Yeah.
Well, you throw. I mean, those Bears uniforms are just. I don't know what but you could do. You can't improve those. They're perfect.
You can improve the players playing in those uniforms.
Yeah, but the uniforms themselves, those are Super Bowl, 5-time Super Bowl champion uniforms. Those uniforms.
And it didn't hurt the Rams to not only that they aesthetically looked good, but oh man, Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, good for him.
He did something. The Rams all of last season did not throw 2 touchdowns for 50 yards or more, and they had 2 of them in the first game.
I mean, you're not going to play the Bears' defensive backfield every game, though.
No, but the point was that it wasn't just that they were playing the Bears and did that. Last year with Jared Goff, they refused to throw the ball more than 20 yards, and it was infuriating because it's the way that they got to the Super Bowl, with Jared Goff's second year, McVay's second year, they were a more balanced team, sure, but they were not afraid to put the ball down the field and stretch it and make these defenses have to cover every single inch of that.
I remember I actually they talked about that Super Bowl season on the broadcast last night. Poor Jared Goff, Collinsworth was going on. He's like, they made it to the Super Bowl with Goff, but the bloom went off the rose a little bit. I'm like, oh, you got to bury the guy on national TV. Come on.
Well, it did because
I know, but you don't say it. God,
oh, come on. But Goff was throwing downfield then, but over time, either he or McVay was scared to do it with him, so they started to make him more into a game manager and check downs and short routes and all this sort of shit. And it the dynamism, there's the word I'm looking for, of the Rams offense had withered. And so now you get Matthew Stafford in here, and you can roll him out, you can have him chuck it 50, 60 yards downfield, and that's something that you now have to worry about, and you have to send those safeties deep, which does open up the bottom. And then when you start going underneath, opens up the top. It makes everything else work. The only thing that the Rams needed to work on maybe is the running game, but I think it did what it needed to do. Otherwise, Matthew Stafford in a Rams uniform was beautiful. I loved every second of it.
Yeah, he was. I think it was a huge upgrade.
I think it was really telling to see just how. I mean, we all knew how good he was, but just to see how good he was with a supporting cast. That was
what was that stat they ran in the game? It was like he was like 8-56 against teams with a winning record or something.
Yeah, like 8-56 or 8-65 against teams with a winning record. And while he was in Detroit, the Lions led up the second most points for any single quarterback in like a minimum of 100 starts with a team. So, over the course of time, the Lions defenses, when Stafford was playing, led up the second most points against in the league. So that tells me that he's playing uphill most of the time. And with that Rams defense, like it showed, I guess I know it's still the Bears, but Jalen Ramsey was a beast. Aaron Donald didn't have a huge impact, but he was still there. Like he was still all over the field. This Rams team, what they showed me yesterday is that they are, for the most part, pretty complete. Now, the holes will be poked in it as we go along, but as long as they stay out of their own way, they're one of the best teams in the NFC.
Yeah, they got to be at least in the NFC conference game, a minimum. I feel like even then, it's like this. How many opportunities do you have? A team like this that's ready to win and follow up the Bucks and win in your home stadium. You have a really cool opportunity here to pull this thing off. And I think that it's their time. I just don't see how, at least, it's week one of many, so a lot can change obviously, but Chiefs Rams feels like the inevitable matchup. Two teams are just ready. And Aaron Donald, I feel like, is one of those guys too, where he's not on the decline, but he's getting up there, and he's got, these are his peak years, his prime years. You got to think that a guy of his skill, surefire Hall of Famer, is going to at least make a Super Bowl to win a Super Bowl. He's already been in one, but I feel like he's a guy who should have a ring, and I feel like this is the time to get it.
Wow. Bold statements from you guys already for the first week of the season.
I will just say that they can try. I'm just gonna be air guitaring over here of the Lombardi Trophy. It's got a NWO spray painted over it in pewter. So,
I have nothing, no comment on Tom Brady or the Bucks. None. Not a word. They won. Good for them. That's that.
I was watching a little bit.
It was a game they could have lost.
Like what is
I'm not saying anything.
I wanted to posit a question, you guys. So as I was watching the Teddy Bridgewater and the Broncos, they were playing the Giants, and it wasn't anything special, but the Broncos uniforms, it's just
suck.
It's just
they suck. They're a relic of a different time, and it's time that they just got rid of them.
It's kind of embarrassing, it's not. It's one of those things where they still look okay, But I mean, they haven't changed like anything for years. It's been the exact same. It's just nothing for a franchise. I mean, there's like room to change and do something unique, or like just do something, anything different. And yet it's just kind of like this old, 1996 template, same old shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tired.
It's certainly a little tired. But we talked about this a couple weeks ago that it's like that's their look now. Like we talked about what is the classic Broncos, and to the three of us, it's this, and to people like Greg, it's the 80s Broncos, but we remember Elway with the racing stripes or the Nike stripes and all that.
See, I think they've got the perfect
and the helicopter dive.
Yeah,
I think they've got the perfect template for a new uniform with those color rush things that they wore. The helmet was great. I say leave the colors as is.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying change the colors. I just mean like it just when you have the side panels and stuff, and you see teams like the Bengals kind of moving on, and the Vikings moved on. Like, yeah, I mean, there's not like that kind of embarrassing bunch of piping and bullshit.
Well, the Broncos were the originators of that.
Wait. I have breaking news. This is from 4:53 p.m. Sources are saying that Urban Meyer is considering resigning as head coach of the Jaguars.
Is this real?
Yeah, apparently, saying that his heart's just not in it.
Yeah, because his heart is all of a sudden now in Southern California.
I'm going to see if I can.
It's amazing. It's amazing how his heart was no longer in it after getting bitch slapped by
the fucking Texans.
By the goddamn Texans.
So yeah, I saw that thing. The quote, Andy, was it from the college football Reddit Twitter?
Yeah, it's getting circulated. I'm looking for anything else.
I didn't want to follow it because I think that's something he said when he resigned from Florida, quote unquote, or when he resigned from Ohio State. Because every time he said that, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to take this time to focus on my family," and then he would just like go get hired within 2 weeks somewhere else.
TV for a year, and then he'd come back because I guess he'd had enough of his family at that point,
right?
And he'd get back to coaching. He said at Ohio State it was health related, I think, or something, like he was too stressed out and
right.
Whatever, go to SC if you want, but
okay. So from 3 minutes ago, from the same college football Reddit, they put their own Twitter tag on the thing, when they would tag Donald Trump's tweets or whatever. They put their own tag on their own tweet saying some of this content in the street is just straight trolling. It may be misleading if you don't follow college football.
Well, it's a verified account. That's the thing. So when you have that check mark, it really fucks everything up. But I'm not seeing that anywhere else. It's all this rumor right now. So
that would be that would be hilarious after one game though. Like, who was the player who retired at halftime from the Bills?
Oh God, that was a couple years ago.
I want to say Von Miller. No, not Von Miller. No,
it was. Oh shit! I can't believe I'm not surprised we can't remember him, but it was the first game of the season? Halftime, he was like, "Fucking, I'm out."
Yeah, he's Vontae Davis.
That's it. Yeah,
Vontae Davis had one half of Bills football. It was like, nah, I'm done.
I'll show myself out. I'm out of here. I'm going to beat the traffic out of the stadium even now. I don't think Urban Meyer lasts the season. I don't think he resigns this week, but I don't know though. I think he might last the season, but he's one and done. I guarantee you that if he gets all the way through all 17 games, he's done after this. Because the NFL is difficult. It's not easy. You don't get to play Purdue every other week, or Toledo, or whoever, the Navy and all the teams that Ohio State would line up before they played a not exactly tough Big Ten schedule on top of it. So no, he'll be done after this year if he lasts.
Yeah.
To go back to uniforms for a second, just
sure.
I'm looking through all the games, and I don't think there's only one team that I see that made a bad uniform decision yesterday. I think everybody else was pretty good for the most part, aside from things that you can't fix like Atlanta.
Speaking of another team with an excellent week one outing, the Falcons. The reason I bring that up is because the reason I was just a few seconds late getting onto the call for the show today was because I was finishing up part 6 of SB Nation's
Oh, the Falcons.
Falcons retrospective, and it was perfect timing. I was like, I'm gonna push this all the way to the end so that when I pick it back up again after the show, I'm at like the Super Bowl collapse. So it's like just the perfect time.
You have the Super Bowl collapse. The only team that I think did the bad thing with the jerseys or the uniforms was the Patriots going with the all monochrome navy blue.
They need some silver pants. They need silver pants.
Oh, that would be a really sharp look if they did that.
They don't have any white or silver pants?
No.
I'm sure they do.
No, I mean, they might have them, but when that uniform came out, that was the designated home uniform. That's it.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, like I remember. Yeah, that is true. It was only monochrome.
Well,
when they unveiled it,
nobody did anything that they couldn't fix, I guess.
Which is dumb because like you can change pants within the 5-year window.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing is really jerseys and to a lesser extent helmets, but like if they wanted to, they could just call up Nike and be like, yeah, can we get some, silver pants with blue stripes?
Chargers have like 3 pants, 4 pants?
Yep.
Something like
that. They have 4. They've got white with the yellow bolts. They've got yellow with the white bolts, and then they've got the navy blue and then the royal blue for the 2 color rush.
Remember last year, guys, the Browns came out when they did the whole debut of the new uniforms, and there were no orange pants, and they dropped those fuckers in like game 3 last year.
Yeah.
With the tweet, like, you guys didn't really think we were going to do orange pants, right? So yeah, the pants aren't. I don't think the pants that they apply to the 5-year rule thing. I don't think.
No, they could easily, like, the Patriots could easily get some proper white or silver pants made up. I don't know why they don't, because Zach's right. Like,
that'd be a sharp look if they did that.
It's just a bad look for them.
You look like a high school team imitating the Patriots the way they look right now, I think. Yeah. So anyway,
but back to the Falcons too. Like,
who do they lose think to? They lost to
they lost the Eagles. Yeah. So I think we said, maybe the Jaguars are the worst team in the league. Still, I think it might be the Falcons.
Yeah,
6 points against the Eagles. That's it.
Well, the Falcons are very difficult to even think about because, again, like after the Patriots loss in the Super Bowl, it's almost like the franchise was Thanos snapped out of existence.
We said that on the show. I was arguing to blow this team up like the moment the game ended. Like, nope. Once you have this loss, the only way to save this team is to blow it up
completely. I mean, we agreed on that. Just level it. Give of Ryan the whole bit.
You just don't even think about him anymore. And their contract situations are all hell. They've doubled and tripled down on everybody. And they're not going to win. They're not going to win anything. They've gotten rid of anyone that was worth anything. And they've got this old, heartbroken roster of guys who are still mourning that loss and a fan base that is just sort of
still stunned by it.
Like
well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you're never going to fix the fan thing, but so long as you have a core that was there for that loss, they are going to be affected by it. And so like, by keeping that team around past that loss, they essentially co-sign themselves to years upon years of mediocrity because you don't get over that. You don't get over a loss like that. And I mean, like, I know we joke about how the Seahawks, they just won't die, but they haven't been back to the Super Bowl since Russell Wilson threw it away at the 1-yard line.
I just with the Falcons, and it's funny, and Zach, I don't know if you heard this on the Bill Simmons podcast. Both Bill and cousin Sal think the Falcons are a playoff team.
What?
And I was like, you guys, what are you guys smoking in that joint, man? Come on. But
I think if I remember their argument, it was that the rest of the division is such garbage.
I don't care. It's
like
not,
they think that maybe the Buccaneers aren't as good as they showed, and that, I mean, obviously they don't think high of Sam Darnold in the Panthers, and the Saints did what they did, but like maybe the Packers are actually really bad, and the Saints win means nothing. So I think that was their argument, is that the rest of the division isn't good.
Yeah, it's not a good argument.
I can say with certainty Tom Brady, he still has what it takes to make it happen. So I'm not sure I buy the idea that the Falcons are going to steal one in a weak division. In fact, I might actually say that they're fucked because the division looks probably stronger than we all thought it did. I think the Bucks looked good, a few hiccups aside. I think the Panthers look. I mean, like Sam Darnold's not going to set the world on fire, but he was a very competent game manager, and I think if he can do that, they're going to have a very solid season. And obviously it's just week one, and it's Overreaction Monday, and we all have to be aware of that. But I don't think Jameis Winston's going to be a huge disaster in New Orleans. No. So
of the 4 teams that played yesterday, of the 4 of those teams in that division, the Falcons were the worst.
The Falcon, and that's my point. Is like it's all. I always have the exact opposite take, where it's like, no, the Falcons aren't going to be a playoff team because of a weak division. They're going to get run into the ground because everyone else in the division is at least competent.
I think the Panthers are one of those teams that when you play them, you will play down to their level, and they're going to fight it out with you. They'll go 7-10, but every game will be 19-17 like it was yesterday or whatever the score was. They're like, what would we? They're the bad good team, the good bad team kind of thing. And I think the Saints, if Jameis went, even if he goes out and throws 20 interceptions, he's going to throw 40 touchdowns. So who cares? If they can put the points up, they'll be fine. And then you've got the Bucks. I mean, again, no comment on Tom Brady, but that's still a pretty solid football team. So where do the Falcons fit into that? With what? Like Andy said, they've got a bunch of guys that are still sitting around
moping about
pondering their own existence.
Well, so I was going to make a comment about how the Falcons are kind of like in this weird like hospice situation where but they're not, because it's like they're being escorted. Like, hospice is sort of like this guiding hand to the grave. Whereas this is more of like a situation with like a psycho situation where you have the dead mother.
Where management has kept the dead shell of the team just propped up in the chair, pretending it's still
talking to it and stuff. Yeah,
Matt, you're gonna go out and have a great game this Sunday, right? And it's just
I was gonna say this isn't hospice. This is like, oh, you're dying. We're just gonna shove you out in the parking lot. Fuck off. That's kind of the way I look at it.
I mean, this team, again, if you blow it up after that Super Bowl loss, yeah, you might suck for a bit to rebuild, but you're going to have a whole new group of guys who aren't tainted by that. And
they suck either way, Mike. That's the thing. It's like you're absolutely. I've been in complete agreement with you from the day that they lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
And they've stuck. Did they make the playoffs the next year? I don't remember.
They did. They made the playoffs the year after, right? And then after that, it's been like free falling.
Yeah.
To the point, I think the peak of the free fall was last season, where they blew like 3 surefire wins. That was including one against Dallas, where nobody on Atlanta knew what an extra point was, knew what an onside kick was.
Yeah, it's just been a disaster. You're right. They need to blow it up. But so I don't know why anybody would look at that team and go, they're going to make the playoffs. I'm talking like you got to just start it. Like you've got to go scorched earth, get rid of everything, those fucking stupid uniforms, the entire.
Well, no, that's what else I was going to say. On top of poor management decisions, trying to desperately pretend that the magic is still there. I'm pretty sure the football gods are going to punish them for those stupid uniforms.
They went to the Super Bowl in 2016 season, lost. And then the next year they won. They went to the playoffs, beat the Rams in the wild card, lost to the Eagles, who went on to win the Super Bowl. And then they've been 7-9, 7-9, then 4-12 last year.
There you go.
Just to give you an update, by the way, of our pick from last week. So Greg was the only one that got his pick wrong. Sorry, you went with the Colts over the Seahawks.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. The Colts aren't going to be good. That's my another overreaction.
I sniped Bengals beating the Vikings, and Zach picked the Chiefs over the Browns, and Mike picked the Rams over the Bears. Do you guys want to make your week? Sorry.
Well, I want to talk about the Bengals for a second. So I watched
Yeah,
them yesterday, and that might be my overreaction team. I think they're going to be better than people think they're going to be. I think they're going to be pretty good. That's going to be a brutal division.
I have heard various people all saying that every team in the NFC North is the team to beat in the NFC North. It's actually been hilarious.
I think the Bengals are the team to beat. That's the thing too, though. Did anybody watch Pittsburgh Buffalo yesterday?
No, but I was following the scores, and god damn it, Buffalo,
I don't know what to make of that game.
You make it so hard to get behind you, Buffalo.
I don't know what to make of it. Buffalo was supposed to be like the Chiefs, 1A to the,
and they lost to a Steelers team who's trotting out the bloated corpse of Big Ben.
Yeah, but the Steelers defense looked really good. But that's the thing. That's why it's Overreaction Monday. I don't know what to make of that game. I don't know if the Steelers are legit.
No. I'm going to. You want an Overreaction Monday hot take? Here's my Overreaction Monday hot take. Let's see. I have to account for the extra game now. So it's 17 games now. So 4-13 Bill season. Book it.
My hot take is going. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are my overreaction. I think they're going to be good. They're going to be trouble.
Well, I mean, the Bengals. The Bengals. If there's any justice, they'll do well. I mean, the football gods, as we've seen over the last few years, reward teams that fix uniform mistakes.
Yes, they do. They do.
So Cincinnati. Perhaps it is your turn to experience an uplifting turn of fortune.
I'm looking for any other games that people might overreact to. I don't see anything. I think that the Packers fans, Andy, you'll be happy to hear this. They're like suicidal after yesterday.
So. Well, my thoughts are fuck them. This team has. It's these entitled ass motherfuckers have had it good for a long time.
Yeah, very long time.
And fucking Rodgers is going to go ahead and he's gonna pull off at least 8 or 9 this season. He's gonna drag this team to a winning record, surely by power of will. I'd love if he didn't, but he will because he's fucking Satan, and that guy will do whatever it takes. He's too goddamn good, and if he doesn't, I will bathe in his fucking blood and the misery of all these piece of shit Packer fans
what if they have a terrible season, but it's because Aaron Rodgers sabotaged them?
Then that's fine. But I'm not. The enemy of my enemy is not my friend. If he were to sabotage the Packers, that'd be funny a bit, but it doesn't negate
all the pain.
A decade of him just fucking me multiple times a season. So fuck Aaron Rodgers, fuck Green Bay, and all these. If they have a losing record, which they're due to have a losing record and a shitty season, I don't feel a goddamn ounce of sympathy for any of them. None of them. Fuck.
Well, the real question is, last season. The NFC East was tank division. Is the NFC North tank division this go around?
I think I was going to say the Packers will be fine. I think you're going to see a lot of what you saw last year.
Yeah.
People forget. Remember when they went down to Tampa Bay and just got their asses handed to them? Like, oh my god, it's over, and they ended up winning 13 games. So I'm not as a
division is AFC South. AFC South is tank.
AFC South is tank division. Okay, I can buy that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the NFC North is just it's going to be like division winner will be like 9 games, 10 games. It's not
speaking of the NFC North, what about your Detroit Lions?
Oh boy.
Well they got fucking pissed.
Yeah,
I told Andy, I didn't see a lot of the 49ers missing any kneecaps, so. It's a failure in week 1.
I'm out on the Dan Campbell contest too. He did not go with a racial.
I got 4 more I got 4 more weeks for him to make either a sexist or racist slur.
Right.
So I'm still alive.
I said it would happen in the preseason. The regular season has started, so I'm officially out.
Although I do want to share something what I shared with you guys. Quote, "We don't have any turds on the roster."
Well, that's probably a good thing, right?
Yeah.
This guy's
isn't that a beautiful thing to hear from an NFL head coach? It's like, how's the roster shaking up? We don't have any turds. Okay.
Okay, so the Dan Campbellism thing, the kind of, breath of fresh air in a sense of him I'm just a man's man. I say shit and fucking ass and I don't give a fuck. And here's my...
This is why by week 5 he's going to call someone a fag.
No, I think we agreed it would be when one of the female refs, he would call her a dyke or something like that.
Oh yeah. Like one of the female refs is gonna make a call that costs them the game.
Yeah, catch him on a hot mic.
Coach, what do you think about that call that cost you guys the game? Goddamn dykes on her period, and then the conference just ends.
That's why we shouldn't have women reffing games. God damn it.
I mean, Campbell's. It's one of those. The situation is with him is that it's cute right now. It's cute, but the thing is though, if you go like 0-6, 0-7, or 1 and whatever,
it's gonna get really ugly.
All the Detroit media. I mean, they're not the meanest media out there, but they're gonna be like, okay, we don't. This isn't cute anymore. You're just kind of a shitty coach. One of many we've seen. You're not different. You just are more profane. So,
I have no idea where this guy came from. Like, where did he come
how did they not see that already?
I miss on so many of these guys.
After the biting kneecaps opening press conference, I'd be like, oh man, did we do this wrong?
Yeah.
Or are they doing it completely right to be as bad as possible?
Yeah, or is this sort of like a producer's kind of thing where they're trying to screw up? Like, we need the worst coach. We need the worst
first
coach
overall pick like 3 years in a row, and then we'll be okay.
Like who do we get for who do we get for the worst coach ever? It's like, well, this guy threatened to fight me during the interview. Perfect. He's hired.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that he's. I think from a perspective of a Detroit sports journalist, it's like, new blood, new face. We've been having press conferences, with the same guys for years now, and you get the banal, shitty football takes, and finally you get this guy out there who's just like a little bit different, where he's just like down to earth and gritty and just kind of
which again is fun at first, but then when the team is as bad as we expect it to be, that's when things get
and the meltdown occurs. We're all just waiting for the meltdown, whether it's a slur or what. He's gonna, or like you said, he'll challenge a reporter. You haven't played in this fucking league, you little pencil dick piece of shit reporter. Come on up here and fucking fight me. Step up.
I think that'd almost be better than going the slur route.
That seems more likely. I feel like that's a little bit more likely now that we've gotten to this.
I'm definitely playing the longer odds here for the bigger payoff on this, but definitely,
Coach Campbell, we noticed that your guys weren't fired up. They didn't have the energy. And what are you losing the locker? What do you mean I'm fucking losing the locker room? Get up here. You ever play this fucking game? You ever play in the NFL? I don't fucking think so. Look at your fat ass. Get up here and fucking. You want bench press right now, motherfucker? We'll see you can bench more. Got a bench press right over here, fat fucking piece of shit reporter. Detroit free press, Detroit bench press, motherfucker. Come on over here and let's go.
I guarantee you it's going to break some sort of YouTube record when it inevitably happens.
Oh man. Bench press. Unreal. Do we have any more overreactions? I know that one of our listeners sent us a Twitter question, wants us to let me see here. Overreaction Monday prediction of the playoff teams. So far.
Too early. I feel like it's
not the Falcons.
Not the Falcons. Yeah, I don't want to make any predictions because I just said who I thought would be in the championship game a little while ago, but it's I feel like you can make a prediction about shit every week as far as the playoffs go, and then somebody tears an ACL, then it doesn't matter.
Also, I'm not 100% sure how the new playoff format works, so I don't.
I'm taking it to mean like which teams that made the playoffs last year we ready to write off and maybe a team that you didn't make it that are going to put in this year. Maybe that's
who made the playoffs last year.
Fuck if I know.
Well, we still got one game to go. They're playing Ravens and Raiders are playing tonight.
Oh, the Raiders, more of a dumpster fire than the Bears, Andy. If you got that,
it's close.
About that.
Well, they did. They asked if they could have Khalil Mack back.
I'd fucking do it. I wish they would pick up the phone, call him back. Khalil Mack, that motherfucker, he's getting paid like $14 million. He had one tackle last night.
That's the Raiders, isn't it?
But I mean, it's just like this guy is supposed to be a difference maker. You bring him in, you pay him one of the biggest defensive contracts of all time. Guy doesn't do fuck. He hasn't done anything.
I thought he was supposed to be really good that first year. Was he not?
He had one good game. He came in week 1 against the Packers and tore shit up. They still lost that game because Aaron Rodgers. But like he's clearly a force to be reckoned with. Then he disappeared.
Oh, I remember you being very mad about that.
Well, that game was just that was one of those where I don't want to talk about it. But
okay. So I've pulled it up. Last year's playoff teams. So. We're going to go through them. Let's see, who do you guys think, isn't going back to the playoffs? Okay. This will be easier than trying to,
Right.
Yeah, okay, so in the AFC, Baltimore. Probably. I don't know. I think Baltimore probably comes back.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. They're always like good to decent. Tennessee.
Yeah. No, I think Tennessee's time is passing.
Yeah, because the other thing to remember is that there is an extra wild card team this year. So I think Baltimore is a yes.
Sure. Yeah.
And Tennessee is going to forfeit 75% of their games due to COVID.
The only way anyone out of the AFC South makes it is via winning the division, and I don't think.
I hope they do it 6-11.
I'm hoping for that 6-11. We were robbed last season, and I want my justice.
That fucking rolled over last year and cost us that. Was it the Eagles?
It was the Eagles. Yes.
Bastards.
All right, Indianapolis.
No,
they're out.
Nope. Yeah,
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. I think Buffalo makes playoffs.
I think Buffalo's still going to win that division to me. Like,
yeah, me too.
They lost yesterday, sure, and oh no, everyone's on the Mac Jones train, but it's still Buffalo's division.
Yeah, but Buffalo, it's their window for playoffs anyway.
And as good as Mac Jones was, like, still lost to the Dolphins. All right, Cleveland. I think they go back.
Agreed. They'll probably win that division, I would assume.
Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think they're gonna be not good, but they're not great, but solid. They're gonna be. Oh, who would they be? What would I'd like the Titans when they go 9-7 and make the playoffs, like they've done a few times. That's the Steelers this year.
I mean, the unfortunate thing is that, like, despite thinking Ben Roethlisberger is done and he's probably overstayed his welcome, they still have so many weapons to work with that it's hard to not get them at least enough to make a playoff game. But yeah.
And then after that, I think we are all in agreement that Kansas City's probably going back.
Yes.
No, they're going to be the first team out.
Kansas City will go 3-14 this year.
Before the Steelers thing,
enjoy that Browns win, assholes.
Juju Smith-Schuster of the Pittsburgh Steelers, apparently a popular nickname for him online is Doo-Doo Shits Poopster.
I hate when they do that shit. That is like the lowest, weakest.
I know, but I saw it. I'm like, a 40-year-old man came up with that nickname, sitting right. More like Doo-Doo Shits Poopster.
Right. It's like the Cowgirls, the Cleveland Clowns. We get it. You're really wow. You spent hours thinking up that one, didn't you? Fucking assholes. Anyway.
All right. Okay. So now jumping over to the NFC, Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Yes.
No, Tom Brady has a stroke in the middle of the next game.
Well, he is at that age.
Tom, the TB12 method will keep him safe. I believe it.
Somebody posted
We
a-
have
Hold on, Mike.
continued burning all of the strawberries within the Tampa Bay metro area. This will keep Tom nice and safe.
I wish I could find this. Somebody, I think it was like NFL memes or something, tweeted a picture of Brady and Rodgers from yesterday side by side, and it's like, can you believe the guy on the right is 7 years older than the guy on the left? I look at the picture, I'm like, no, I can't believe it. Rodgers looked like he was 15 years older than Tom Brady yesterday. It was amazing.
Yeah, he doesn't look very good.
Fuck that guy. Both of them.
And then, okay, so now the Washington soccer workforce.
Hell no, they're fucked. They just lost.
Shit.
They just lost
Fitzmagic.
He's out for like 2 months.
Did he break his hip or something?
He had a hip subluxation or some weird shit. He's gonna need minor.
Which is like
one of the tennis
on
balls
the
Walker.
On the other hand, though, that's just 2 months of him preparing.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but if
He's when he comes back, he's got 2 whole games of Magic when he comes back.
I don't see this. I don't see the soccer workforce doing it this year.
Chicago.
No.
Oh,
Sorry,
Hell no. No.
But
Unless they put in Justin Fields early and he leads some sort of renaissance.
Yeah,
they've got to come back to play in the Nick game again.
Yeah, with the Bears, I think that I don't know what the hell. We went over this earlier, but I just got to say, what the fuck are you waiting for? Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton. You've not seen enough of him at this point to go. You know what? He's not the guy.
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, but
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Just go for it. You've got some other weapons. You got Montgomery. You've got the other dude, Robinson. Fucking play football, assholes. All right, move on. Sorry about that.
New Orleans.
Fan.
That's tough. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes too. I think Jameis has a like 50-30 season.
Well, you got to think of it too. At the very least, they're going to beat the other 2 teams in the division 4 times, so that's a win, right?
Yeah. I don't think they got. There's not a run there, but I mean they'll qualify.
Yeah.
All right. LA Rams.
Definitely.
100,000%.
Yeah, they looked really strong, and the thing that really impresses me is that unlike Jared Goff, Matt Stafford is very intelligent when it comes to playing the position of quarterback, and 2, he and McVay seem like they're BFFs, and that's a very dangerous combination given the type of offenses that McVay runs. Like if he and his quarterback are clicking.
The whole story of them meeting in Cabo, like the day of the trade, is magical. It's so fun. And then just as a side note on Stafford, one of my favorite broadcasting gaffes of the weekend was the Sunday night broadcast showing a picture of a woman and being like, "Oh, there's Matt Stafford's wife, Kelly," and it's like, no, it's actually the woman directly next to her. But they had to cut back to her coming out of the next commercial break and be like, "Oh, sorry, this is actually Kelly Stafford."
The other girl, that's his mistress. The other one, no, you know what else Matt Stafford is one tough bastard. I remember this is a few years ago. You guys remember the game where his arm was broken, basically? Yeah, that's and he wouldn't come out of the game. So yeah, the Rams are gonna be really tough, I think.
Seattle.
As much as I hate to say it, and fuck Russell Wilson because of course fuck Russell Wilson, but yeah, they're gonna be back.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say the Seattle Seahawks do not make the playoffs.
Ooh, Mike with the
I hope you're right, but
me too.
And then another one, and then one that I'm sure is gonna create some interesting discussion. The Green Bay Packers, do they make it back?
Yes. I mean, they're gonna. Somebody's got to win that shit division.
Will it be Kirk Cousins plexiglassing his way to victory?
I was just gonna say, do you like Kirk COVID and the Vikings better? The Lions aren't gonna do it. I mean, the team that could make a run, and this is like a real long shot, would be the Bears if they put Fields in and they find some magic there. But other than that, I don't see how they don't make it back.
That's the only way. I mean, that's the wild card. I mean, it sounds weird to say that because to me, I look at it right now as the Bears look like a team that is like crawling up to fans on the side of the road, begging to be killed. Can you just shoot me? Just shoot me, please, for the love of God. I'm dying. I'm like, it's like the mutated thing at the end of Alien that just wants to be a
Kill me!
And so I mean, just to have a salvation, but I mean, I got to think that Rodgers will again find a way to just win the division. I mean, it's a shitty division.
You've got 17 games. They're going to win 9 or 10 of them just because. Just the I don't know what their schedule looks like, but yeah, I think they'll be back. Not anything like they were last year. They're not going to the NFC title game this year.
No. Is that it?
All right, so those are the playoff teams for last season.
All right, I'm going to give you 2 new playoff teams in the not in the AFC. I think that the Dolphins get in this year.
Dolphins and who else? Bengals?
No. Well, what are there, like 9 playoff teams now? Yeah, you know what?
You think Mac Jones has enough to get the Patriots over the line?
That's well, they were 7-9 last year with like nobody, right?
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins
are Chargers, Raiders. Those
Chargers definitely. Yeah, I think they might have finally. I don't know. It depends on how much playing in front of other fans in a much nicer stadium affects them, I guess.
Their home opener is going to be a Cowboys home opener too.
Whoa, come on, Lee. That's just mean on the NFL's part.
Yeah, you got your new stadium.
Cowboys fans are out here. It's crazy how many there are here.
Come on, that's not even. You couldn't give them like I don't know a Jaguars game, just like a nice easy one to get some good vibes going. Right. No, it had to.
Instead of like a 1-foot putt, you're going to make them like hit one out of the trap here, basically.
Yeah, now they gotta have their home opener in a market that doesn't like them against the Cowboys. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's going to be. I don't know though. There was that fight video that we were having fun with. What was it? The Rams Chargers preseason game.
Yeah, and you were shocked that there were like 3 different Chargers fans in the stands.
Well, no, the way that fight. So there was some internet sleuthing that was going on among the Rams fan community. It was a fight between all Rams fans, and the only thing a Chargers fan did was these two Rams fans were like jawing at each other for reasons I have no idea. But this Charger fan from like 3 rows below just took a full drink cup, turned around, and she threw it at the 2 guys that were yelling, and that made them start fighting each other because they thought somebody threw it at them. So you just see this woman like turn around with her full beer cup and just launch it 3 rows behind her at something that she is not involved in, and then the fight breaks out.
I love NFL fans at the games; they're just the best.
Agent of chaos for sure.
Look, the Chargers might have to pay rent, but the one fan that they have will make the Rams fans fight each other.
Yeah. But she's actually banned. She's banned for the rest of she's not allowed back.
And she ain't missing anything. She's missing the stadium. That's a hell of a stadium,
right?
That thing is.
Although I have heard the concessions not very good, so. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
not good as in not tasty, or as in problematic.
Slow, not tasty. There's a lot of issues there, but plenty of time. They hired some like semi-well-known chef to like develop the menu for this place, and so it's like
okay, no. Okay, thoughts. That's some bullshit. All right, it's a football game. What are you doing? You have hot dogs, you have hamburgers, you have popcorn and pretzels. That's it.
Here's the deal. So like
nachos.
I think the special things there's only a couple places around the thing, and then there's a lot of like normal food. But the problem is the normal food. So the hot dogs I've seen are grossly cooked. I don't know how the hell they're preparing these things, but they don't look great. And then when it comes to hamburgers in the stadium, you know how a hamburger normally is? It's like a circle, on a circular bun. And maybe if you go to Wendy's, you might get a square. These are long rectangles put on like hoagie buns.
What the fuck?
Why?
Yeah.
No.
Why do you have to be so weird?
Google here.
A fucking hamburger.
Stadium hamburger.
Come on, California. Why you got to do this?
What?
Right? I didn't choose it.
This fucking stadium costs like $3 billion to build. If what you should do is have an entire system of hoses that goes down each seat. One hose dispenses beer. One hose dispenses like a chili gruel kind of a slop. and you just, as soon as you pay for your ticket, you get 1 cup for beer and 1 cup for slop, and then you can just hit a little lever and you fill them up as much as little as you want. And all this shit, hamburger, like these weird, like vertical hamburger things. Fuck all that.
So I just sent image links in the chat.
That's
hamburger and the hot dog.
Yeah,
the only thing. Oh, whoa! What is that?
Here, hold on. I'm gonna share it here. Hold on a second.
That's a hot dog.
These look disgusting.
What the fuck? Fire the burger person. That is not
okay. You want to know? You want to know what this is? I'll tell you what this is. Andy mentioned that this stadium cost $3 billion to build. It was all Stan Kroenke's money. He built this himself. I guarantee you, Stan Kroenke is probably some weird rich dude, and he's like, I spent $3 billion on this goddamn stadium. They're gonna serve like the weird fucking 1% hamburgers and hot dogs that I like.
That's a hot dog that was at a cookout that somebody burnt on the grill and it sat for 5 hours. Like, here, have this one. It's still
what
there.
The fuck is this? Is not pizza.
That is a crime against pizza. Whatever that fucking thing is.
Also, the hamburger picture I sent you was actually slightly dolled up. Here's one in action.
Oh my god! All right, hold on. Let me share this one.
Man, that's disappointing.
The cheese not melted.
Like
that is an insult to pizza. That's bread with some like
it's a soft bread.
Is that cheese? Is that non-melted cheese chunks?
I don't.
Or am I misinterpreting that?
All right, do we got one more?
I haven't had a chance to get my hands on it, so I can't confirm or deny.
So LMU says they deep fry the hot dogs. That's why they look shriveled. So the next time I drop my pants and my wife's disgusted, I can be like, I'm sorry, I deep fried it. That's why it's all wrinkled and weird looking. I mean, that thing, it looks like a gas station beef jerky stick. That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah,
like a big beef jerky stick.
That's
I love me some beef jerky. Looks really appealing.
Fuckhead.
But that pizza thing, man, that's a travesty.
Here, we will show the hamburger now.
The hamburger is just a fucking joke. What are we doing here?
Wow. And I think costs like $14 too.
You know, it does. I'm sure it does.
Yeah, I think it does. You know what? I'm not totally against the burger. Like, I wish it would be a little prepared better. But like, in terms of just eating it as a sandwich, like I think that's fine. It's like no different than like getting a cheesesteak or whatever. But the hot dog looks gross and the pizza looks sad. And like, if I go, I'll probably end up ordering a hamburger just because it isn't like the normal shape, but it's still a hamburger for all intents and purposes. I'm sorry, Michael Walker. That is not Costco pizza. It's something far worse than that. That's not Costco pizza is good. Yeah, Costco pizza. I can live off of the rest of my life and die happy.
That is vending machine pizza, is what that is. Yeah, like you see it like
78.
You look like you're like at a shitty like motel and you look and you're just like it's 2 a.m. and you're looking for something to eat and you go to the vending machine and for whatever reason they like boxed pizza squares up in the top shelf for like $1.50.
You know that's what you get. That's Fire Festival pizza right there.
yeah, that's exactly it. Fire Festival rations. Just
Cosmic, write that down for a GTOV entry next year. Fire Festival pizza from SoFi Stadium. Yeah.
I do need to get your guys' picks for week 2.
Okay.
By the way,
do we have the wheel this week or not?
No, I've got everything. Basically, pick a number. Since Greg, you were 0-1. Pick between 1 and 4.
1 and 4.
Yep.
I'll take 4 again. I think that's what I took last week.
Okay. All right. That is Broncos at Jaguars.
Oh, give me the Broncos.
All right. Okay, let's go to Mike. Pick 1 through 3.
2.
All right, you have the Cowboys at the Chargers.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Your warned love.
I am gonna say Cowboys.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right, Zach.
On that.
1 or 2.
2.
You have the 49ers and the Eagles at Philadelphia.
Wow.
That's another interesting one.
I am gonna go Eagles.
Really?
Yeah.
Not sold on Jimmy G and my boy Debo Samuel yet?
Well, I think if it was in San Francisco, I might, but in Philly, I think I'll go Eagles.
I just Debo Samuel. I had a hunch yesterday. I'm like, play him over OBJ in fantasy football. I did, and dude came through big for me. So good for him, Debo Samuel.
And that leaves my game is Lions at Packers. I will take the Packers, even though they
At
look like
Packers?
shit. At Green Bay. Yeah, that's the only thing that's making that pick happen. Okay, those week 2 picks are in. So very good. Thank you, guys.
There you go.
I do have big 4 3-way for whenever you guys want to do that.
Cool. I've actually got a follow-up question for that I thought of
Sure.
day or two ago. So yeah, after when we get to that. Anything else in the NFL? Should we move on? I just want to say I went 0 for 4 in football over the weekend. All 4 of my teams lost. The 2 of them looked good.
Well,
losing.
You're representing the one that did okay.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my Rockets. I think that, what are you going to do? I mean, the whole, only losing Notre Dame.
Well, you know what? You know why they lost that game? Because the guy decided to run in for a touchdown at the end.
Who did?
Because did you watch the game?
No, I didn't know what was on, and then I found out it was on Peacock. I watched like the last 2 minutes where they were driving, or not even the last 2 minutes, like the last 50 seconds they were driving, and then they fumbled.
Right.
That's all I saw of it.
Okay, so basically Toledo had the ball, and the guy broke free to take the lead, but it was a thing of like if he had gone down, because Notre Dame I think only had like one timeout left.
Yeah.
If he had gone down inside the 10 or whatever, and just take the field goal, and run out the clock, try to run it down as far as you can, I think they win that game. But he scored, and Notre Dame still had a minute and a half to go down the field, and sure enough, they went down the field. So, anyway,
Okay.
not that it's like all on Toledo, but like, and I can't blame guys for running into the end zone when there's nobody else around them.
Yeah,
yeah. It's one of those things where like in the pros somebody might do that, but in college, kid's gonna run in the end zone because he's a kid trying to score a touchdown.
I know that the Ohio State coaching staff is taking a beating like I've never seen after losing to Oregon, which I'm like, it's not like they like that. I don't know, Jacksonville State came in and beat you or anything like that. And so the Buckeyes,
Pac-12 is back.
And then,
UCLA beats LSU. Oregon beats Ohio State. Like, what the hell?
My favorite was what was it? Was it Jacksonville State or that beat Florida State?
Florida State, yeah.
On a Hail Mary that they ended up picking up, like they caught the guy caught it like the 15 and still got into the end zone.
Still had to run in. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but go ahead, Andy. If you want to do the big 4 3-way, we're ready to roll here, I guess.
Sure. Okay, let me pull it up here. All right. So, who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. You want what? Pick your league.
I will take Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball. All right. This is a continuing kind of thing of the who am I kind of situation we did last week. So, okay. I was a 10-time All-Star. I won 2 World Series championships. I had 6 Gold Gloves, 6 Silver Sluggers. I was nominated and elected to the Hall of Fame in my first year of eligibility in 2001. I died sort of young. I died young, quite young, actually, in 2006.
I know who this is.
I led a pretty scandalous personal life.
Yeah.
Died young. And my number 34 was retired by my team that I am known for playing for. Who am I?
Oh, okay.
I think I know.
I know for sure.
2006.
Yeah, died in 2006. Yeah.
Yep, I know who it is. Yep.
Died in 2006.
A lot of scandals for infidelity and things of that nature.
And if you want one more hint, I've got another one too.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
He had trouble with his eyesight before he died.
He died of a stroke, I think.
I could also give you a hint that might lead you to it, Mike,
okay.
Related to your Blue Jays. Beat the Blue Jays on the way to the World Series.
In their first World Series run, yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Here's another one. Made a huge catch in the World Series.
Up against plexiglass.
Up against plexiglass.
Okay. The
Very,
name's just not coming to me.
sorry. Go ahead, guys. Whoever has it on the tip of the
Kirby Puckett.
Yes, Kirby Puckett. That's
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I think he had trouble with I think he like almost went blind. Did he have? Was it carcinoma? No, what's glaucoma? I think he had glaucoma.
Central retinal vein occlusion.
Okay, well, I don't know what that means, but yeah, he had eyesight trouble too, right?
Huh. I don't recall, but he died of a
Loss of vision.
stroke or blood clot or something. I can't remember.
Beloved player during his career, but when like things started coming out of him, you're like, this guy was kind of an asshole, right? Yeah. Unfortunately. All right, go ahead, Zach.
Zach, you're up. Pick your league.
Oh, I picked the NHL too much. The football league.
Okay. I was the third overall pick in my draft class. Named it 10 Pro Bowls. I played my entire 10-year career for one team. My rookie season was the only one where my team finished above 500. I played over 10,000 consecutive snaps. Who am I?
10,000 consecutive snaps.
Wow.
Played over 10,000 consecutive snaps. Yeah. I think he's the only player in history to do this.
Like in one game? No. I have no idea who that is.
Wow, number 3 overall, 10 seasons. When was his last season?
Oh, I know who it is, I think.
His last season was, let me see.
I think I've got a guess on this.
He retired, I think, after the 2017 season.
I know who this is. I can name that player in 2 notes.
He went to college. Where did he go to college? He went to College of Wisconsin.
Oh, I'm wrong. Never mind.
Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, this is not coming to me.
Drafted 2007, first round, pick number 3.
And he's
I know who this is.
One team. I have no idea.
I know who it is now for sure.
Who is it, Greg?
Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas. You got it.
Oh,
I was thinking Megatron, Calvin Johnson, but yeah, when you said
I thought so too, and I looked it up to like did Calvin Johnson get number 3 overall? No, he was number 2.
Be looking shit up. That's cheating.
Well, I just I had a guess in my head, and I was like,
okay,
is it this? And I double checked. I'm like, okay, no, that's not it. Then who the hell is it? Okay, yeah, Joe Thomas. I mean, it makes sense. And I guess that also makes sense. Like I was thinking, okay, he's not giving me any stats. So that makes like it has to be a lineman, but like who the hell I can't think of linemen off the top of my head unless like we're talking about it. It's like, oh yeah, sure, I know Joe Thomas. But
yeah, that's my my lineman Hall of Fame line is like, if I know who you are, you're probably a Hall of Famer.
Right, yeah.
I just remember there was a big push towards the end of his career, like trying to get him on a playoff team because he'd never been to the playoffs.
Right, he wouldn't do it.
And like Iron Man, and he retired.
Yeah, he does the Browns preseason games. I'm sure he's on radio or something around here.
I think he's on the NFL Network.
Yeah,
okay,
he's broadcaster.
That's right. Yeah. All right, I guess I'm not going to embarrass myself with taking hockey. I'll try the NBA.
Okay. I am a 4-time NBA champion. I was finals MVP for one of those championships. I went to the All-Star game 6 times. I lost out on Rookie of the Year to Pau Gasol. I finished my career with the Charlotte Hornets. Who am I?
Charlotte Hornets. 4-time champion. All with the same team?
Yeah, he won all those titles with the same team, yeah.
Was an MVP of the finals.
Yes.
It's got to be a Spur, I think.
Retired in... I think he retired in 2019.
Finished his career with the Hornets?
Yeah, he played one season with Charlotte.
You guys got any idea, Mike, Zach? I'm gonna I don't know. Was he a San Antonio Spur?
He was a San Antonio Spur.
Oh, well, hold on a minute here. Let me take another shot at this. Won 4 titles. Was it Manu Ginobili?
No. International player for sure. He-
What's it? Tony Parker.
Tony Parker. You got it. Yeah, Tony
There you
Parker.
go. Wow, I can't believe I got that right.
I forgot he ended up going to Charlotte.
Well, the four titles with the same team had to be the Spurs.
Right.
I don't think anybody else has done it, right? And that's that time
Yeah.
span. I have one more. If you guys want to take a shot at it,
I still have the hockey one too. So
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna
Let's
pause
do the
you
hockey
guys.
one. Okay, go
Last
ahead.
one. Hockey one is for everybody. I'm a 7-time All-Star. I won my only Stanley Cup in 1999. I was a gold medalist in 2002.
I actually know this.
1991 Calder Cup winner. I won the Vezina in 1991 and 1993. Inducted in Hockey Hall of Fame in 2011. Who am I?
You are. Well, if you won the gold in 2002, that takes. I was going to say Mike Modano, but that can't be him because he's American.
One with Canada. Yeah.
Who was
If it was a Vezina, is it Ed Belfour?
That's what I was going to say. Ed Belfour.
Eddie Belfour, Eddie Eagle. Well done, guys.
And then I was like, did he play for the Stars? I couldn't remember, but I guess he did, right?
Yeah, he was the goalie when they won the cup. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
I think
Well
he's
done,
probably
everybody.
down in Texas, because I think that's
Ed
where he got his
Belfour,
most
by the
recent
way.
DUI.
Ed Belfour, by the way, was played the role of Mike Smith on that 2002 Canada team.
See, that's what I was going to say. Like, that was the only thing that was throwing me off was the Olympics. I'm like, no, well,
he was the third goalie. The starter was Brodeur. Backup was Curtis Joseph. Belfour was Belfour was the.
He was pretty good, I thought. Right?
He was. It's just like in 2002 there was an embarrassment of riches when it came to available Canadian goalies. So
yes, man. Because I mean, Eddie Belfour, I remember him being pretty damn good. Like,
and Patrick Waugh just flat out said he didn't want to do it. So it was it was Belfour, Brodeur, Joseph, and Brodeur was the number one. Joseph got the second slot, and so Belfour was playing the Mike Smith role. He won that gold medal, and he didn't see any playing time.
So he played exactly as much hockey as we did in the 2002 Olympics, right?
Exactly.
I just have a quick one. I don't know what made me think of this the other day, but the Cleveland Browns were part of two NFL firsts that are nothing to do with. They were like two NFL rule firsts, I should say. Do you guys know what they are?
So run that by me again.
There were there were two rules in the NFL that are still applicable today. That the Browns were the first ones to be whatever like, to do these rules.
The Browns specifically,
the Cleveland Browns. Both iterations, by the way, not just the originals or the new ones.
Were they the first ones to challenge a play?
That's almost correct. They were part of the first ever NFL replay in 1986 against, ironically, Chicago Bears. So that's the first one, yeah.
Was the other one modern?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's that would be the new Browns did this one.
Okay. Well, I was going to say the removal of the helmet. That was already a rule. Was it something involving hitting the quarterback or?
No, it was a new rule that was implemented, and they were the first team to take advantage of it. Let's put it that way.
Challenging the replays?
No.
New rule. Won't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
They actually took advantage of it and didn't succumb to it.
Yeah.
Was it I was going to say the catch that was a tie and the tie goes to the receiver, but that's not really taking advantage of it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of it.
A kicker was involved. I'll even give you that.
Kicker was involved.
First extra point at the new distance?
Nope, but that's close.
Oh.
No. Fuck, man. I'm no, that's not a rule. I don't know.
What's not a rule? Maybe you might have been on and just don't realize it.
No, I was just thinking of the run an extra point back or something like that. Oh man, Zach, what? That poor fucking guy.
What?
Zach just sent a tweet of a St. Louis Cardinals in the New York Mets game, and the poor umpire Guy's trying to make a big play from third base.
Oh man, damn!
He's trying to make a big play from third base, and he throws the ball toward first. Hits the umpire right in the side of the
I
head.
got to find a way to share this. How do I do that? Just
share your screen.
He hit the to his left. Nice play. Spin around him.
Oh wait, let me kill the audio.
I mean, that poor bastard. He goes down, got shot. I mean, he wasn't expecting it. That's for sure. Yeah, Patrick Waugh. I never realized he never won a gold medal. He competed in the '96 Olympics, lost 98, lost Dominic Hasek, and said, "Fuck 2002. I'm not doing this shit." And that was that.
I think the thing that was a problem in '98 was that he only agreed to be on the team if he was guaranteed to play every single game.
God, Patrick Waugh is such a dick. I mean, it's just
he really was.
Let me play this really quick for the listeners.
Look at this.
Pow! Oh, damn.
I just remember there was a
It's not supposed to be funny, but it's kind of funny.
I mean, the way he falls, because he kind of goes to a knee at first, it almost looks like a bad acting. Oh my! It just kind of drops down. Oh,
I like how it's on repeat here too. That's
anyway. Looping. Poor bastard. Whatever. He's fine.
Yeah, I know. I remember there was a lot of serves him right going around in 2002 when Canada won gold without him. It was like, oh well, fuck you, Patrick Waugh. Didn't need you anyway.
Oh, by the way, guys, the answer to the question was first 2-point conversion. Just wanted to throw that in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay.
Sorry, back to Patrick Waugh, but I don't remember any of this with Patrick Waugh. But
everything I've ever seen and heard about Patrick Waugh is just a dick, just a pain in the ass.
I mean, between the 10-goal game in Montreal when he was like, "Yeah, screw you guys, I'm out of here," and then this stuff with the Olympic teams, and then his time as a coach.
That was awesome. He was a coach. Yeah. Banging the bastion. That was cool.
The first game of his career as a coach was against the Ducks. So I remember just watching that game. It's like, oh, things are going fine. And then the end of the game, Patrick Waugh's knocking down the glass. It's like, what the hell is going on here? This is great.
It's cocaine. I mean, there's a fucking madman.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's a shame we never got a Patrick Waugh John Tortorella fight.
Oh man.
I'll always remember Patrick Waugh when he skated the puck out to center ice and deked Gretzky. That was always good shit. Gretzky's just kind of like, he was a Ranger at the time, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, Patrick?" just doopy doo, just having a little spinneroonie there at center ice. Just a weird dude.
Yeah. Do you know the goalie can't cross center ice?
Yeah, they blew the whistle, and Patrick's like, "Why'd you blow the whistle on me? I was coming out playing the puck." Like, yeah, man, you got to stay in your lane.
I didn't know that they were allowed to cross center ice. I never knew that.
Yep. It's actually kind of funny if you're playing the NHL hockey, the video games, and you take control of the goalie. You can skate all the way up to the center ice, and then the AI just turns you around.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, I know.
Whistle the play dead.
Yeah. Give your goalie.
The only time you can cross center ice is when you're skating back to the bench and it's on the other side of the line.
Or when you fight.
I was playing.
Was it Field Potman and God, it was awesome. It was one of the best fights ever, years and years and years ago. Anyway, we got anything else, boys?
Yeah. Oh, do you want to talk about the CGI Panther?
Oh
yeah. You're blowing up.
We've become internet famous because of that Panther.
I don't know what happened because I didn't think my reply was that funny. It was just kind of like this. Well, here's what happened. All right. I mean, let me find the actual tweet here. I'll share it on the screen so you can see what the hell we're talking about. No, I don't want to. Whoa. Fuck off. Hold on.
I thought something was tumbling down around you all of a sudden. It sounded like a box just collapsing.
Yeah, it's the it's. Find it here. Let me see if I can do this again.
Like a bungee cord holding back a bunch of industrial barrels just snapped.
Okay, here we go. I'll full screen it so everybody can see it. Oh wait, now I'm hold on a minute. Is it up yet? Okay, hold on. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Just
what's it called? In
augmented reality.
Mixed reality. Mixed reality. So there it is. Okay, so here's this tweet, right? Which is, that's kind of cool.
That's pretty neat. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, apparently the Ravens actually did this last year too.
And now, okay, that's the best part. Okay, and then he's like, "Fuck off, I'm out of here." I thought they had a Panther that sat up on top of the scoreboard. So anyway, so there you go. So there's that, right? So then let me get out of here. This guy, Bottle Rocket, can you guys still see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Bottle Rocket says, "Is this real?" And me being the smartass of him, I said, "Yes, a giant panther terrorized the stadium before the game. Fortunately, it only seemed interested in the Jets flag and no one was hurt. The panther was last seen running down I-85 towards Charlotte Speedway." And we were texting back and forth during the NFLs. We usually do it. I'm like, "Hey, man, this thing's got like 50 likes." We're like, "Wow, that's really great." Well, today it's up to 2,502.
Wow.
And it just keeps going. I mean, I looked at it earlier today and it was like 1,200. I'm like, "Andy, it's at 1,200." I'm like, "Fuck, wow, it's at 2,500 now."
This is what the kids called getting ratioed, because the other guy, 326, the response to his idiocy, 2,500. So that's
idiocy.
I know. Yeah. Some of the replies are pretty funny. Let me see. It was like one guy even said, like, "I think he's actually serious." Where is it here? Let me find it. Glad no one was hurt. There's some pretty funny, actually, the internet started interneting on it. It was kind of like, "This guy, I'm never deleting Twitter.
Best fucking comment at just the right time, bro."
And then you've always got this guy. And once again, the lamestream media completely refused to cover this. Could you just leave the fucking politics out of our
it's just sarcasm.
If
where was I didn't see this on Sports Center when Varian reported. "Thank you for filling us in. Glad they cleared the 50-foot panther out before the game." That just.
Well, I liked what you said, Greg, that it should have eaten someone.
Yeah, that's like when it comes down and eats a few people, that would have been great, right? But anyway, so yeah, we had our little moment of internet fame there, and that was kind of cool. 2,500. I still can't believe it's that many.
So you chirped my patch tweet. But I'm hoping that in a few days, maybe a couple weeks, I think it sounds like there's going to be a fair amount of people that are going to be getting MVP patches made.
That'd be awesome.
So
that's amazing.
When I had people messaging me asking me who made it or like where they could get it and the pricing and all that stuff, like they were getting real specific to the point to where it's like they're going to fucking buy it or do whatever,
Well,
so send me pictures. You got to send me pictures.
The reason why I think it's so popular is because, like I said last time, a lot of people, have regretful purchases of Trubisky jerseys, and this redeems it. You get this patch, your mistake of a purchase is suddenly redeemed.
Yeah, and I think that the other thing is that people don't really know that patches, if you can, you can make a patch and get it printed, like one patch printed pretty easily. I mean, it's like, $20-$30 or whatever, but I mean, it can be done. Most people looks like Zach's going to drop out. Zach, see you later. I guess we call it a night. We're just talking about whatever. So Zach had to run. His people here to unclog the sink. I guess he's been stuffing pornography into his sink.
Well, we've all been there. So
yeah, who hasn't, right? Who hasn't?
I mean, that's all I had for tonight anyway. So I mean, it's probably
me too. So there you go. Overreaction Monday is in the books. We'll be back next week with Overcorrection Tuesday or Monday, I guess, and all the other stuff. So hey, if you want to see the big tweet that got 2,500 likes and is still climbing, it's at Basically Sports on Twitter. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and wherever fine podcasting is sold. And with that, I guess we're done, fellas. We'll see you all next week.
Later.
See ya.